Most lemon growers wait months, sometimes even years, just to see their trees finally flower. Yet what they don't realize is that a single simple ingredient, something already sitting in most homes or garden sheds, is often the hidden reason their trees stay green, leafy, but completely flowerless. And interestingly, the trees that are flowering heavily every season, many of their growers already know this secret. Quietly. And they rarely talk about it. If you're serious about growing lemons that don't just survive but produce heavy blooms and consistent fruit year after year, then make sure you subscribe right now. Every week, I share real, field-tested lemon growing strategies that actually work in real gardens, not just theory or lab results. This is practical experience from years of growing citrus through every season and every mistake. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that one ingredient is, why it works at a biological level, how professional growers use it strategically, and how you can apply it step by step in your own garden. By the end of this video, your lemon tree will stop feeling confusing. You'll understand exactly what it needs and when it needs it, and flowering will no longer feel like luck or mystery. Let's start with a situation almost every lemon grower experiences. If your lemon tree refuses to flower, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not necessarily doing everything wrong. In fact, most growers are doing the basics correctly. The tree is getting water. It's getting sunlight. The soil is decent. Maybe even fertilizer has been applied a few times. And still, nothing. No buds. No blossoms. Just dense green leaves growing endlessly. That's one of the most frustrating parts of gardening, because the tree looks healthy. It looks alive. It looks perfect. But it has no interest in flowering. And here's what most people don't understand. A lemon tree that is too comfortable will not flower. Let that sink in. When a tree has everything it needs, steady water, stable nutrients, consistent warmth, no stress, it enters what I call a growth comfort zone. Instead of reproducing, it focuses entirely on producing leaves and branches. It stays stuck in vegetative growth. But vegetative growth and reproductive growth, flowering, compete with each other inside the plant. Every day, the tree is making a decision. Do I grow more leaves, or do I reproduce? And if everything is too stable and too easy, the tree chooses growth. Because there's no survival pressure. No environmental trigger. No reason to shift into reproduction mode. This is where most home growers unknowingly go wrong. They treat their lemon tree exactly the same all year round. Same watering schedule. Same fertilizer routine. Same stable environment. And then they expect it to suddenly start flowering. But lemon trees don't work like that. These trees evolved in environments where conditions changed, seasonal shifts, drought cycles, nutrient fluctuations. That variation is what triggers reproduction. When conditions become slightly stressful, the tree switches its priority. I need to produce seeds now, before conditions get worse. Now let's simplify the science behind this. Inside a lemon tree, two major internal processes control its behavior. First is cytokinin activity. This drives vegetative growth, leaves, stems, roots. It keeps the tree expanding. Second is the flowering signal, often linked with phloragen, which triggers reproductive development. For flowering to begin, cytokinin activity needs to slow down, and stress plus nutrient signals must shift the tree's focus. This is where phosphorus becomes extremely important. Phosphorus supports energy transfer in the plant and helps signal a shift from growth to reproduction. But here's the critical detail, not all phosphorus works the same way. Most fertilizers are nitrogen heavy. Nitrogen keeps the tree in constant growth mode, more leaves, more green, more branches, but very little flowering. Phosphorus is often either too slow releasing or not available in a form the tree can quickly use. And that brings us to the key ingredient. The ingredient that can rapidly trigger flowering in stubborn lemon trees is monopotassium phosphate, commonly known as MKP. It's a water-soluble compound rich in phosphorus and potassium, and it works fast. When applied correctly, it sends a strong nutritional signal directly into the plant system, often within days. That signal tells the tree. Stop focusing on leaves. Start preparing for flowers. I've seen lemon trees that stayed flowerless for 2 seasons respond to properly timed MKP application with bud formation in just 3 to 4 weeks. That's not magic. That's plant biology responding correctly. Now let me walk you through exactly how professionals use it. Step 1 is the stress preparation phase, about 2 weeks before MKP is applied. During this time, completely reduce nitrogen inputs. Stop high nitrogen fertilizers. This gradually shifts the tree out of vegetative mode. At the same time, slightly reduce watering, about 20 to 30% less frequency. Not enough to harm the tree, just enough to signal change. The goal is simple. Remove comfort. Step 2 is the MKP soil application. Mix 3 to 5 grams of MKP per liter of water until fully dissolved. Apply it directly to the root zone. For potted trees, water until it drains from the bottom. For ground trees, apply around the drip line. Make sure the soil is slightly moist before application. This allows better absorption and avoids root stress. Step 3 is foliar application. Prepare a lighter solution, 1 to 2 grams per liter, and spray it directly onto leaves and growing tips. Do this early in the morning or late evening. Never under harsh sunlight. This allows fast absorption through the leaves and delivers nutrients directly to the growth points. Step 4 is the observation phase, from day 7 to day 14. Keep nitrogen low. Maintain slightly reduced watering. You may even repeat a light foliar spray after 1 week if needed. Watch for changes. Slower leaf growth, tighter shoot tips, and reduced vegetative expansion. These are early signs the tree is shifting internally. Step 5 comes after flowering begins. Once buds appear, you can slowly reintroduce mild nutrition, but avoid heavy nitrogen. At this stage, seaweed or fish-based fertilizers work best. Potassium support remains important, so light MKP use can continue at reduced strength if needed. Now I want to ask you something. Has your lemon tree ever flowered? If yes, comment, bloomed. If not, comment, still waiting. I read every comment, and it helps shape future videos based on real problems in real gardens. Now let's visualize this in a real garden. Imagine a 3-year-old lemon tree, healthy, green, full of leaves, but no flowers for a full season. You'd notice active growth at the tips, bright new leaves constantly forming. That's vegetative mode. But flowering won't happen there. It happens on mature branches, older wood where growth has slowed. Those are the key areas to target during foliar application. After treatment, you begin observing every few days. Subtle changes appear first, slight thickening at nodes, tiny green bumps forming. Those are flower buds starting. They grow slowly, then begin to open, revealing white petals and eventually a strong citrus fragrance that fills the garden. That smell is one of the most rewarding moments for any grower. Now here's the most important insight many people miss. Timing matters just as much as the ingredient itself. Lemon trees respond strongly after a cooler period, when nighttime temperatures drop and then start rising again. That natural shift acts as a biological trigger. When MKP is applied at that exact transition window, results are significantly stronger and faster. This is why timing separates average results from excellent flowering. Now before we finish, here are the most common mistakes to avoid. Don't overuse MKP. More is not better. Don't return to high nitrogen too early or buds may drop. Don't spray in hot sunlight. And don't give up too quickly, some trees need more than one cycle. Most importantly, don't ignore overall tree health. MKP is not a cure-all. It works best on a healthy foundation. You came here wondering why your lemon tree won't flower. Now you understand the real reasons. Comfort, hormones, nutrients, timing. And more importantly, you now have a method that actually works. If you found this useful, consider subscribing. Every week, I break down real gardening science into simple, usable steps for your garden. And next week, I'll show you how mandarin trees behave differently, and a technique commercial growers use to trigger even more reliable flowering. You won't want to miss that one.